Your race is unlike anyone else's. Your race matters. The fact that your race is different than anyone else's is actually why it matters. There is purpose behind you finishing your race. Just do it. Just choose to run your race and finish 2019 strong. Hey winner, I'm Gabe Cox of Red Hot Mindset, and I'm glad you're here. My mission is to help you overcome your mental barriers in the race of life, and I post new videos every Wednesday about success mindset, dreaming huge, and crushing goals. We are in the final stretches of 2019, and the last 90 days are more crucial than the first. Think back to the beginning of the year and to the goals you set for yourselves. I know many of us love to make New Year's resolutions or to create a word for our year. What was your resolution? Or what was your word? What goals did you set for yourself in January? What did you want to describe your year? For me, my word or words was new beginnings. And part of that stems from 10 days prior to the new year when I broke my ankle and it halted my life. It was my right ankle, so I couldn't drive. I couldn't work outside of the home. I couldn't do what I love, which is running. So it halted a ton of different things in my life for that season. But on a positive side, what it did was give me fresh perspective. And I'm learning and growing through it on my road to recovery. Now, on top of that injury, I was in the process of finishing up my first book as well. And so for me, it was a new beginning because it was a new chapter in my life. So think back about that for you. What is it that you wanted in January for 2019? Are you where you want to be? And if not, how do you get there? We are in the final stretches of 2019 with less than 90 days left. And how we use the last 90 days may be more important than how we used the first 30. The new year is exciting, and the beginning of a goal is exciting. January brings a new year, a fresh start, and a new beginning. January brings out our dreams. New goals make us want to get up in the morning and do something. The first 30 days are usually fairly easy without any huge hiccups or bumps to overcome. But what happens when the excitement wears off? It's actually quite similar to how you feel during a marathon. The starting line is like January. You're starting fresh and you're excited. So much excitement surrounds the starting line. The adrenaline is kicking in and the endorphins are kicking in, and it's a new adventure. And we feel great the first quarter or so of the race. There really haven't been any major bumps in the road yet. You don't have any walls that you've had to overcome, and it's all about just going out there and doing it. We feel invincible, and there's really nothing to it. However, we do hit barriers along the way, many mental, that want to take us off track. The further we get in, the easier it is to quit, or at least have feelings of doing so, because the excitement does eventually wear off. The first few miles are exhilarating. You are running with adrenaline and probably faster than you expected. You have no idea you're running as fast as you are because you're just that excited. But then you get some miles in. You get a quarter of the way in and you're starting to feel a little pain. Your mentality is kicking in and it's trying to tell you that you have a long way to go still. That's the same with our goals. Sometimes it gets hard. Sometimes we get a little pushback and someone asks us why we're working so hard or why we care about our goals so much. And we start questioning our motives or our goals themselves. And sometimes we give in and back down just a little bit. We give in just a little bit. Then another wall hits because guess what? Going after our goals is not easy. There are a plethora of giants or walls that will get in our way. When we get to even the halfway point of a marathon, we've completed half already, and that's awesome. But then we realize we still have 13 miles to go and start questioning ourselves. How am I going to do it? And the self-doubt comes in, and you begin to wonder if you're even worthy of it. Isn't that the same with our goals? We start questioning, why am I going after this? Am I even worthy of achieving this? Maybe I should just go back to what I was doing. But the hardest part of a marathon comes after mile 20. Really, between miles 18 to 20, many runners hit what we affectionately call the wall. And it's really caused by an unbalanced glycogen levels. Runners are depleted of their energy. And when we hit the wall, it's really hard to press on. The last quarter of the marathon, miles 20 to 26, are crucial. And they are all completed with heart. You have to dig deep and get mentally tough and tell yourself that no matter what, you are going to do it. We're no longer excited, we are in pain, we have negative that creeps in, and we just want to be done. But that's when it matters most. How we finish matters. I feel like that's what the last 90 days of the year is. The last 90 days of the year is us digging deep and getting mentally tough. It's getting a thick skin and doing what we know we need to do. Our goals will not be achieved without the action backing them up. Marathons aren't run without miles of training beforehand. You have to have the action backing it up. We already know we're going to hit barriers you probably already have this year. Have you given up? Because the only way you lose is if you quit. And that's true, but you can't win unless you actually go after it either. You can't win without the action. Action is necessary. So look back on the goals you made in the beginning of the year. What were those New Year's resolutions? What were you excited about? The race can still be run. You can still finish strong because the last stretch matters. So how do we push through mentally in these last months so we can finish strong? First, you have to know exactly what you want and what you're trying to accomplish. We have to get specific about our goals, and just because you haven't completed it yet doesn't mean you're not supposed to. Think back to the goals that you had. Were they too generic? Were they too broad? I want you today to write down specifically what it is that you want in the last 90 days. Maybe you're starting up a business and you just have a goal of getting it off the ground and having your first client. That's a great goal. Maybe you have a goal of losing 15 pounds. Maybe you have a goal of networking with X amount of people. Whatever it is that you want, you need to get specific about it. You need to get specific about a deadline. Make that deadline December 31st. Finish this year with a goal achieved. Second, you need to know the why behind that goal and revisit it every day. Now, I don't want you to come up with a fluffy why that everyone else wants to hear. I want you to choose the real why behind your goal. And you may have to dig deep to find it, but it needs to be a why that gets you into the action mode. A why that will drive you and create passion around what you're doing. If you've ever felt that way before, it's almost like Christmas morning when you were 6. You wouldn't want to sleep the night before and you were so excited. It was hard to sleep, but you got up extra early and all you wanted to do was wake your whole family up so that you could open presents. When you have a why, a real why, every morning is like Christmas morning. You become passionate about what you're doing and you become excited to solve those problems and get out there and get things done. So I want you to develop that why, and I want you to revisit it every day in this last stretch. In the morning, take out your specific goal and your why and look at them and visualize them and see yourself having them. Third, choose to do something every day toward your goal. This is going to get you out of your comfort zone and it will make you uncomfortable, I promise. Because it isn't easy to do something every day. But consistency is what drives you. Consistency creates momentum, and consistency is what will get you where you want to go. Being consistent in a marathon, not going out too fast in the beginning and depleting all your energy at the end, that's important. Consistency is key. Consistency will drive you to that finish line. Today's quote comes from the founder of Goals Guy, Gary Ryan Blair, and he says, "Many will start fast, few will finish strong." I'm going to be honest with you and tell you that it never gets easy. There's always going to be challenges to overcome if you're going to make a name for yourself. There's always another level that you can go to. But if we push through and we don't quit, then it may not get easier, but we will get stronger. And because of that, in the long run, it will feel easier. I want you to know that you're worthy and it's your time. That can be your mantra for the next 90 days. Use it. Let it drive you. When you're feeling down and you feel like you're not getting somewhere, or when you feel stuck, just stop. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am worthy and it's my time. I could talk for hours about this topic because it's so important to me, because how we finish is more important than how we start. Our last 90-day stretch is on. This is what matters. Your goal matters. Don't let yourself talk yourself out of your goal. Don't let anything or anyone else talk you out of finishing this year strong. Everyone's race is different. Don't look to the left or to the right. Don't compare what you're doing to anyone else. Your race is unlike anyone else's, and your race matters. The fact that your race is different than anyone else's is actually why it matters. There is purpose behind you finishing your race. Just do it. Just choose to run your race and finish 2019 strong. If you like today's mindset, give it a thumbs up, which is your best compliment. And next week, I'm going to share about my most recent race and how it changed me, the race before my injury. So hit the bell so you don't miss it. Don't forget to light up that subscribe button and share this video with others. Dream huge, and remember, you are a winner. Just run your race. Okay. I'm doing some voice drills. Okay. Okay, we'll try that one more time. Take